All right, so it looks like contract talks between DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns have come to a stall, people. According to reports, it shows that Ayton, who is a key part of the Suns' run to the NBA Finals, which he was, okay, has no intention of accepting a deal less than the comparable max contracts that several of his 2018 NBA draft classmates signed, including Trae Young, Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Michael Porter Jr. Hey man, I'm with you. I am with you, DeAndre Ayton. You know what I'm saying? Know yourself, know your work, know your worth. Okay, know your work too. But part of knowing yourself is knowing your worth. All right, then that way you can know your worth. Okay, I understand. We all know that Drake said this in a song, but guess what? He wasn't the first one to coin that. And just because you don't say those exact words doesn't mean that you should not subscribe to that. You gotta subscribe to that. Okay, you know. You have a lot of people say, well, man, you shouldn't count other people's money and stuff. Well, when it's a legit comparison, yes, I'm going to count other people's money. When I'm out here busting my tail off, being the best that I can be, being one of the great players that come out of my class, and I see people in that are in my class are making a higher dollar wage than I am, and they're getting more love than me, and I helped lead this team to the finals. It wasn't just Chris Paul, okay? The Phoenix Suns have a legit big three: Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul, okay? And I see a lot of people are talking about, well, he wouldn't have put up the numbers if it wasn't for Chris Paul. Oh, really? So how about the year before last year where he averaged 18 points a game and 11 and a half rebounds a game? Okay, so that means his rebounds was up 1.5 average before Chris Paul came there. And he averaged almost 4.5 points more per game before Chris Paul came there. Gee gosh. And here's the thing. Their pace, he averaged 14.5 points a game this year because their pace, the tempo of the game was slowed down much more by Chris Paul being the point guard. But that's a strategy that worked for them. And here's the thing, even when Chris Paul didn't play in certain playoff games, guess what? He still performed. Let me tell you something. He didn't really get outperformed consistently until he went up against Giannis. And guess what? You can't hold that against him. Anybody going up against Giannis is going to get outperformed. Okay? So, listen, Suns, you're going to need DeAndre Ayton this year, especially when you have that Lakers team. They're old, but here's the thing with that team. They got Dwight Howard back, so guess what? That's more defense, okay? They also, if Anthony Davis is healthy, you are going to need DeAndre Ayton to counter that, to force him to exert energy on defense. You're going to need that. And guess what? If you come across Giannis again, I expect Ayton to be a lot more better and stuff, okay? Check this out. You're going to need him. All right, you don't want this dude. You don't want this dude leaving your team. For those who are Suns fans, you remember back in the day, 10, 11 years ago when they let Joe Johnson leave? They had a potential championship squad right there. Steve Nash, Amari Stoudemire, Sean Marion, Joe Johnson. They let Joe Johnson go because the owner did not want to pay the luxury tax. You saw how that went for the OKC Thunder, right? Yeah, well, we only going to have 2 max players. Well, 3 max players. When they could have had 4. Their core could have been Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Serge Ibaka. So you really gonna let Ayton walk? You can't replace DeAndre Ayton. There's nobody out there that's available that you can replace DeAndre Ayton with. No one. Are you forgetting about the alley-oop, the out-of-bounds alley-oop that he caught to win the game? Right? You're gonna take those moments from your fans. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. As a Rockets fan, hey, I have no problem with y'all getting rid of DeAndre Ayton. But as a basketball fan, for real, I want to see Ayton stay in Phoenix. But here's the thing. My Houston Rockets was going to win the NBA championship in 2023, regardless if DeAndre Ayton is a Phoenix Sun or not. But y'all just making it easier. So instead of whenever the Rockets face the Suns, it would have been, at first it would have been Rockets in 6. Well, it'll just be Rockets in 4. Or the Suns, you just won't make the playoffs with no DeAndre Ayton. Okay? All right, but anyways, if you're listening to the podcast, go ahead and please hit the like button and subscribe button and comment and share your thoughts down below and let me know, what do you think the Phoenix Suns should do? Should they sign Ayton to the max contract? Or if you're DeAndre Ayton, are you taking anything less than the max? Sound off. Student of the game. Peace.